He says it in Goblin, sorry. Or common.
He says in common. Yeah, he speaks common.
Okay.
Trying to sell Jewel?
I think he's talking to 8.
He's talking to 8. Yeah, he's asking 8 if 8 is merchandise or a customer.
You know what? As much as 8 wants to kill these, I want to play in the Goblin market, so I'm going to say customer.
And so you say customer, and you just say it at a normal volume. And even though Jewel was like shouting for attention before, the mere whisper of the word customer sends a shockwave of attention through the market. He's like, customer, and then nearby another goblin's like, customers, and they're all like, customer, and they start shouting, and you see
a bag of copper coins.
You see the goblins. You see all the goblins grab things off of their tables. Right. We see one grab like 3 hats and jam them under his arm. We see one grab a chicken by its neck. We see another grab like a bundle of knives, and they all just start rushing over to you, like yammering about their merchandise and like shoving it in your face. So you're just like
got them into AOE radius.
Yeah, you're being swarmed by goblin merchants who all just like really want to sell you this trash that they've like scavenged. And so yeah, they just all start like rushing forward. What are you gonna do? They're not like, I mean, they're hostile in the way that like the worst, most aggressive street vendors are hostile. But yeah, they also
has anyone got like a souvenir T-shirt?
I have a bronze mask.
Yeah, totally. One of them has like a Mad Mage 1996 tour T-shirt. It's got a picture of Halaster with like a guitar, and there's like a fire and lava behind him. And on the back, it's got like Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and like all the cities of the Sword Coast.
I want to imagine there's like as they rush in, there's like a shot of the crowd coming in, and then the camera comes up in a few seconds later, and 8's got like that T-shirt on, like 2 pairs of sunglasses, a straw hat.
Yeah, totally. And they're all just trying to sell you like trash, basically. Like they're not trying to. It's not like trying to convince you that it's like a magic item or anything. It's not that. They're just like, buy this. It's good. You need another fork. How about 10 spoons? Yeah, and so 8 is just swarmed by goblins.
Rin, you see Macaria like pointing as though ready to like toll the dead on the closest one of them.
No need yet. We'll see what happens here.
What do you mean no need?
It's fine. They're just selling stuff to 8.
I look to 8 and say, the entire dungeon is licensed for murder.
Turn around.
Yeah, so they're just like gathered around you.
And to genuinely be looking at their merchandise. Like she steps up and she wants to like work her way through the crowd, like examining the things. And I feel like she's actually like, oh no, I've seen better forks than this.
Yeah, so when they see you, as you enter the market, they're all like, more customers, and they get all excited and just start like swarming all of you, trying to sell you shit. So Jewel, one of them is trying to sell you like a flea collar and some combs and like a litter box already been pooped in. Look, you use litter box. Yeah, they just like swarm all over you. Catnip. Someone starts rubbing a plant in your face.
Do you have any corpses?
And yeah, they like gather up. You want to ask if they have any dead people?
Yes.
And the goblin you look at, he shakes his head. Where are you? Like you have to be close enough to talk to him. The goblin you ask, he's like, no, this is a legitimate market, not a morgue.
Well, then I could easily make some.
And he squints at you and he says, no threats in the market. And he points, and there's a sign that says something in Goblin.
This is disgusting.
All right.
Was kind of in her happy place.
Yeah, there's so much trash around here. Yeah. So much miscellaneous stuff.
We'll buy things if you answer some of our questions.
Are you serious?
Shrugs. He's like, I feel happy seeing this. It's unusual.
You feel happiness.
Yes.
So at this point, you can, if you want to, purchase items from these goblin vendors. They buy and sell goods. But the goods that they sell, you can buy like armor, shields, weapons, adventuring gear, tools, trade goods, food and drink. Though, you know, good luck with that. There's definitely like goblin food vendors. But it's all 3 times the normal price from the player's handbook. It's all just like cranked way up. And they will also buy things from you if you want, but the base amount is half the cost from the player's handbook.
Can I just sell them these like pile of iron ingots?
Yes. Yeah, you can sell them. You can sell them a bunch of iron ingots.
Hell yeah. Let's make some money.
How much did I say the ingots were worth normally?
I don't know. I don't know why I didn't write it down unless I write it on my bio info.
Yeah, check and see if you have it written down. I'll take a look at it. Where did you get those ingots? You got them upstairs, right?
Yeah, they were in
They're from
behind the dwarf forge.
the Etten room.
Okay. Let me control F for ingots. It doesn't always work though.
I don't write anything down. Oh yeah, I remember because I said I'm a fighter. I didn't play a fighter to write things down.
Okay, they're worth 5 silver each. So you can sell them. You have 120 ingots. You could sell them for 2.5 silver a piece.
It's not bad. We can make quite a lot of money here.
Let me see how much. Let me get you a total. We'll just do this out in the open. So there are the proper vendors are, let's see, 22 goblins here, 16 vendors. Okay. So let's figure out their bank. So 3d6 times 16. Okay. So they have 160 gold total to spend. I'm going to write this down. So goblin.
Well, we got 30 gold's worth of ingots.
Goblin market. Well, that's, yeah, I'll just treat the market as one entity.
That's fine.
Just like Joaquin would have wanted. Okay, so 100, they have, in the supply, there's 160 gold.
I wonder where he went.
They have, yeah. He must have come this way, because if he went down the chute, or he went down the chute and got instantly killed by whatever was down there. Let's see. Okay, 3d8 silver times 16. 240 silver. It's like a Fallout merchant. And then they have 3d10 copper times 16. All right, 352 copper. Okay, all right.
Okay, let's sell all of these.
Yeah, all right. So 8's gonna make some trades. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him go ahead. I'm not even gonna bother. Just like do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that money on.
Bug the goblins.
So after the initial swarming, and once it's clear that you're here to purchase, the goblins kind of go back to their various stalls, and go back out into the market. One of them, is selling what is clearly like stolen mining equipment. And yeah, if you want to sell your ingots to that goblin, you certainly can.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay.
And I want to like ask them about more stuff in the dungeon.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking to them as opposed to just killing them straight up.
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's do that transaction, and then we can talk about what information you gather.
Okay.
So, how much? What do we say the total was for the ingots?
Would have been 300 silver or 30 gold.
Okay. All right. So we'll just give it to you off the gold. So you have 130 gold left. Okay. So Mark, you have 30 gold, and you sold the ingot.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you gonna ask about while you're what's your like small talk?
Like, what are the rooms past here like? Because we just came down from the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you're talking to this one goblin, and he's got like an eye patch and some overalls, and he's like biting the ingot, puts it in the pile, and he says, "Everything you see am Goblin Market. Goblin Market owned by benevolent leader Yek, who is tall and beautiful."
Is Yek here?
He points to this entrance over there, and you see two goblins by the entrance. They're wearing pot helmets, and they have shields and spears. And he says, "Beauteous Yek, mighty, tall, and glorious Yek, beyond with the prisoner."
Oh, you managed to catch a prisoner. What kind?
Filthy, stinking, ugly dwarf. Hateful, smelly Longbeard. We fixed him good.
What did he do?
He squints. What mean you this? What did do?
Why is he prisoner?
Filthy, stinking dwarf, I tell you this already.
I'm not very good at common. I'm a robot. No, I don't say I'm a robot.
And he,
How much for the prisoner?
how much for your face, lady?
More expensive than you can bear, I'm afraid.
Probably this is true. A human face goes for very much. Only
I'm not a
specialists collect.
human.
He squints. He looks at your ears. Even more so. Which half of you is elf? Front, back, top, bottom, inside, outside?
Jewel wants to like circle the whole market, and every time she comes across a vendor, she's just gonna be like, "Where'd you get that from? Where's that from? What about this one?" she's like that child. She just like points to everything and asks them.
You're acting like a goblin, and they're totally here for it. They're just like, they will tell you.
Goblin.
They will tell you the story of every single item on the table. Yeah.
With the hope that she gets a little bit of like an idea of the sorts of things like mining equipment. Where did that come from? Where did these weapons end up from?
Yeah. So they're scavengers, right? They pick stuff up from abandoned rooms. They steal things. A lot of them take them from dead adventurers, right? The goblin says, "Failed expeditions from above." One of the goblins tells you, Jewel, inside the market, we trade coins for things. Outside market, golden rule applies. Possession is 9/10 of the claw. You
She's
don't
like,
mess with the claw. And he makes a little snappy finger at you.
No, you don't.
From where I stand, can I see any like short bows?
Yeah, totally. You can buy a short bow.
I don't want to buy one. I want to take one.
We can't just take it.
Why not?
Because this is a market.
What are they going to do? Kill me?
Yes. So, Rin, what are you doing while this is happening?
I don't think Rin quite knows what to make of all of this.
Uh-huh.
In terms of like her environment is not usually one of like slummy goblin market type stuff. This is kind of like a weird thing for her.
Yeah.
So she sort of just, I think, stands sort of nearby to 8 and doesn't really engage too much with the goblins unless like something comes to her directly.
Okay.
Jewel gets to the top of the room and then sees this throne here.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So you see the throne. Let me describe that, and I'll describe the room. There's 2 more goblin guards. You can tell because they're standing on either side of the door. Let's see. I think it's 1D that describes the throne. Yeah, a granite throne stands against the north wall atop a rectangular stone dais. Written above it, in common and in goblin, and then maybe a couple of other languages, are the words "Yek rules." Over this door, over this archway, written again in common, are the words "Yek treasure, fuck off."
She goes up to one of the guards.
Yeah, they're just like,
What kind of treasure does Yak have?
One of the guards' nostrils flares slightly in response to your question.
Oh, and she gets like real close. Like, what's in there? Is it shiny? Is it dangerous? Is it exciting?
The goblin does not move. He trembles slightly.
She tries the other one, like asks the same series of questions, then just finds another random goblin. She's like, "Hey, Yak's treasure. What is it?"
Yeah, so this goblin comes over. He sees you hassling the guards, and the goblin's like, "Oh, do not bother. Those goblins, most disciplined of all goblins. You cannot make them flinch, cannot make them move. Nothing will stop them from protecting the treasure."
What is the treasure?
He squints at you. Treasure means pile of expensive things.
Like, but what's in the pile? Is it shiny? Is it jewels? Is it gold? Is it strange artifacts from another dimension?
Yes, to all of things. Is Yak's treasure? Cannot you read?
Well, it's not very specific. I just wanted to know what was in there. And we just see like Jules' eyes just get wider and wider.
Yeah, and he just kind of scratches his like
I'm sorry,
bald
did he
head.
say yes to all things? Even
Yeah,
ancient artifacts from another
and
dimension?
he scratches his head and he's like, surface dwellers, understanding treasure. And he like scowls and goes back to his business.
She sort of like looks at it and she kind of goes back up to the guard. I'm guessing we're not allowed in there.
They don't respond. They just like.
And then she has an idea.
Uh-huh.
Which is to go back and talk to Rin.
Okay.
About becoming invisible.
Excellent. All right. Good. Mark inspiration for your little to-do with the goblin here. So you head back in. You can hear when you're up here, you can hear that banging sound from up there as well. Right, you can hear it louder.
Yeah, her plan is I'm planning on like clearing the hole. She wants to see this whole room.
You want to go scope it out? Okay. So if you go over there, you can see what all the banging was about. So in this room, if you go over that direction, you can see an awfully constructed, like half falling down wooden stage being built against the north wall of this chamber. Where the wood came from, gods only know. It's all nailed together with stolen and scavenged nails, and you can see that there is a bunch of goblins in this room. They're all wearing like coveralls. They have like basically janitor outfits that again they've gotten from God knows where. 3 of them are using stone hammers to pound nails through decrepit wooden planks. The other 4 are crowded around in the middle of the room looking at a scroll on which someone has drawn a crude blueprint. These 3 have name tags sewn onto their outfit that has a word in Goblin on it. It's all the same word. And they are basically arguing about how to build this thing correctly. They do not notice you watching them attempt to assemble this stage.
She like pops up behind one of them like, "What you doing?"
So he jumps in surprise, like, ah, shit! And he turns around. He looks at you, he's like, no, area off limit to customers. Staff only.
Are you building a stage? Is it for a performance? I know a performer.
Make a charisma save.
A charisma save?
Yeah.
Are you just about to volunteer me up for this shit?
Yo.
Nice. Okay. Wow. So the one you stepped up behind is one of the workers. He's got his like hammer in his hand, and he shakes his head. He's like, "You have to speak to my supervisor." And when he says supervisor, all 4 of the other ones with name tags look up and they're like, "Supervisor?" And they all come over to you, and just like surround you. One of them has a clipboard with a drawing of a poop on it. And they all come and they like stand around you and they're like, "Yes, I am supervisor. Also, this is supervisor. He is supervisor. She is supervisor. You have questions about the project?"
I was just wondering, is this for a performance?
And one of them says, "Yes, the greatest performance, the performance of commerce. Soon, stage will be built for glorious auction hall. Then, things of high value can be sold, not mere market trash. Expensive things, magical things, Yek-worthy things."
Do you have some of those things already to sell?
Yek has many treasures. Now only we will find buyers for said treasure.
Well, I would recommend killing fewer people in the dungeon if you want people to buy treasure.
And they kind of like look at each other like, but to kill is how to get treasure.
It's a difficult balance. I find stealing is effective. Taking things before people are dead.
But then they come looking for these things.
Then you can kill them.
Fools come down the stairs.
If you're smart, you sell it back to them.
We kill them. We take their things. And
But
then
then
throw
we
their
sell
body in the trash. Then we have things. And we sell them.
To who?
Where is the trash?
You've just like stepped around the corner.
Yeah, I'm just like, I hear throw bodies and I'm just like,
So
What?
they start and they're like, do we look like sanitation to you? No, I am a supervisor. And then others like, I also am a supervisor. Yes, I too am supervisor. And they're like supervising this project. And then you hear a goblin yelp and they turn and one of the goblins has hit themselves in the hand with a hammer.
Oh.
And the goblin's like, ah! And then the 4 supervisors run over and they're like, not enough supervision. And they go to like tend to this goblin.
If Jules sees the one with the plans, she wants to try and offer them advice based on the fact that she has been around performers that have assembled stages in the past.
Yeah, you want to take a look at it?
Not useful advice, but
Yeah.
she's gonna try.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's like a child's crayon drawing of a blueprint of a stage. You can tell. But I will say this, the construction mimics the blueprint like 1-to-1. It's just that the blueprint sucks real bad. They're doing a
sort of like-
great job.
Points to a part of it and is like, you want to improve your sight lines from here so that the performer is more centered on the stage.
So the goblin that you were talking to kind of turns back around and is like, planning stage is complete. Was phase 1. Cannot return to phase 1. Is phase 2. No going backwards. No additional supervision required. We have
Okay.
supervision that we need. And he turns around and one of the goblins is like telling the hurt goblin, like, put your hand in your mouth. No, your whole hand. That'll make you feel better. Then it's like, stand on your head. And they're telling this goblin how to like not have a hurt hand. And this one goblin is like, besides, this area is off limits to customers.
She points down this open area like,
Yeah. So from here, you can see hanging from the ceiling metal chains. They're just like hanging down from above in
that area
room.
too, off limits.
And he says, "Oh, you do not want to go into that area, customer. Go back to the market. Find yourself a rat bun to eat. Very delicious."
Rat bun, hell yeah.
Seeing that, Jewel is gonna be like, okay. She just backs up and then she's gonna go around the other side to this door that she's pretty sure is there.
Okay. I mean, there are goblins back here. So if you try to go that way, you'll get the like, whoa, off limits.
Okay.
But you could try. So you come around and one of the merchants is like, whoa, no customer back here. Off limits area.
Why? What's back there?
He squints and he says, my memory, not what it used to be. Perhaps you could jog it for me with gold.
I don't have gold, but I have this piece of copper. I also have this brooch.
Okay, yeah, you take it out.
The trash brooch.
I have 2 of them.
All right, make a persuade check.
Let's try. Where's persuade? Persuasion, it's right there. I have some charisma. 21.
Holy hell. All right, let me just see here. I'm gonna pick let's see, list of goblinoid deities. So he looks at it and we
I also
see
have a bag of purple teeth.
his big yellow eyes like widen. And he says,
She's like, you know what? Actually, even better. I have this purple tooth.
You take out the like a single purple tooth.
Yeah.
And he looks at it, and he says, he's staring at your face, and she's like, gestures for you to come down. Come closer.
She leans in hesitantly.
Okay, he grabs your face with both filthy hands, and he like sticks his thumbs under your lip and like peels your lip back. And he's like looking at your teeth, And he's like, that's not your tooth.
No, why would I give you mine? All right, fine. You can have the brooch.
And
I just want to know what's in there.
he takes the brooch from you and he looks at it.
She won't give it until he tells her what's in there.
Oh, he tries to get it. And you're like, no. And he looks and he's like, shrewd business thing, whatever you are.
That's smart.
He says, back there, the prison for bad goblins, those who displease Yek, mighty Yek, glorious Yek, so very tall, so tall. Let me touch upon your shins.
Is Yek a goblin?
Answer to your question is complicated. Best answered by Yek himself.
How would we speak to Yek? She's like handing him the brooch now.
Yeah, and he takes it and he says,
Now we only have one of these ugly face brooches.
yeah. And he gestures and he says, the door to Yek's chamber is beyond. You must simply prostrate yourself and beg for an audience. Or wait, Yek sometimes comes out and sits on mighty Yek throne.
Thank you. And she hands a copper as well.
Cool. He takes
and then she's like, maybe put like 2 doors on your prison.
So
That's an odd choice.
He takes the brooch and he licks it and like rubs it on his shirt and he puts it on the table. And there's a goblin nearby who's kind of just like looking at his stuff. He puts it on the table and he points at it and he says, 40 gold. I got it from a strange creature with fur on its face. No purple teeth in it whatsoever. I will give it to you for 35. And the other goblin like leans in, and this goblin is wearing like a powdered wig and like a woman's dress. And it leans in and he looks at it and he's like, I don't know. Does it go with my hair? And the goblin's like, oh yes, very flattering. Ugly human will make you look attractive by comparison. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, Rin, what are you doing?
I think like she's still kind of just like making sure that 8 doesn't get carted off as like some thing to be.
You can definitely see some of the goblins like trying to figure out how to disassemble 8, but they can't. They're like, where are the rivets? How do I? If we could take his leg and then the cape would be gone and take their sword.
Dissuasive of such attempts.
Yeah. Okay. So you're keeping an eye on it. They don't seem serious. There seems to be some kind of prohibition in place against like the typical goblin bullshit that would prevent a place like this from existing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like
something is keeping them from,
I wonder if they're under some kind of spell I'm used to 8. Or do you just think they're really that disciplined? Seems a little odd.
One of the goblins overhears you and he says, under a spell? You will be under a spell when you eat one of my rat buns. And he holds out a kind of crusty, like round pastry of some kind, and there's definitely like a tail hanging out of the end of it. And he holds it up and he says,
How much rat buns?
He says, only 1 piece of silver for a rat bun, unless you would pay more, in which case it's more than that. How hungry are you, my friend?
Rin looks at it for a moment, and you can see in her eyes there's this like, ooh, wait, no.
Right. Yeah, totally.
I would like to say that during this time, after I asked about the corpses for the second time, I go back into the hallway, sit down, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes doing augury to ask Merkel if I should kill all of these goblins.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're as usual, you're around the corner and you're like in your sad corner by yourself, just like sitting there like, I'll go play my Game Boy and talk to Merkel. I'm on my phone talking to Merkel.
I think Rin waits until 8 is not looking and then pays a silver for a rat bun and eats it in like a second.
Suck up the tail. Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's literally just a dead rat that has been baked into a pastry.
Cool.
But you don't even care. Like, if you had the time with this rat, you would have pecked its eyeballs out and then like eaten the good inside stuff. But it's not a big deal. Yeah,
it is like a guilty pleasure look on her face where she's like, oh God, I hope no one saw me do that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that anyone did.
No.
So Makaria, you you want to cast augury. I feel like if there's anybody in the party that doesn't have inspiration already, just please take it. This whole thing is just, you're doing great. So what do you ask?
As a ritual, I'm asking if I should kill all of these goblins.
Okay, so no, it's if I kill all the goblins in the next 30 minutes, will it be good, bad, or both or nothing.
Yeah.
It would be bad. Merkel thinks it would be a bad idea to kill all the goblins.
I'm disappointed in my god.
Wow.
I do like I do it and then I do it again to make sure.
Wow, please ask again later. All right, let me roll in secret. Okay, same result. The bones come back. Fucking don't do it.
Fine.
Okay. I'm disappointed in my god. God didn't want me to do the thing I wanted to do, so he's a shitty god. Well, you know what they say. When God gives you lemons, you find a new god. So, okay. All right. So you spend some time in the market gathering information. 8, the goblins only really know about this hallway. They know that there are wizards. One of the goblins tells you, like, this whole level is just lousy with wizards. They also tell you the Xanathar Guild has been trying to, like, push them out, but there's too many goblins, and Yek is too tall and has sent them packing for level 1. And on level 1, that's where you go if you're a loser. Losers live on level 1. Losers.
We killed all of those ones.
Yeah, all right. So when you say that, you're like, oh, we killed all the losers on level 1. He says, excellent work. I will give you a 4% discount. I call that the winner discount because you're a winner, big guy. I can tell. Because of what you told me you did. And I believe you. You're an honest winner.
4%.
Yeah, 4% discount for honest winners. Yeah, they basically just like talk about how great Yek is. And they talk about how proud they are to have and I think that as you get there, the big news right now is this stinky dwarf. The stinky idiot dwarf and his dumb stinky idiot dwarf friends. This dwarf came down and they captured him. The dwarf had some other friends, but they got away. And the goblins don't know where they are.
As a question, I know I'm not listening to this, but do we remember what Halath said his party composition was?
He never did. I believe he gave you their names.
He gave us names.
A stupid dwarf sounds like they could have been with them. Yeah.
He was also conflicted before about what direction they were in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while you're kind of in the market gathering information, all of your attention gets drawn at once by the sound, and I wish I had something that I could play it with. The sound of like a rusty, like a trumpet, like
like a terrible.
and you look, and the two goblins, the guards, have raised battered trumpets to their little green lips, and are just like, and then there's a voice from inside that says, "Make way for Yek the Tall." And everybody's like, "Ooh, Yek, hooray, praise him." And they all kind of like get to the side to like make way for Yek. And so the market kind of like a hush falls over the market. Lots of goblin like nattering becomes like quiet whispers. Rin, you are standing out in the middle of the market. Do you want to move to one side?
Maybe I will move slightly this way.
Okay. So the shot focuses on the door, and we can hear footsteps, and they get louder and louder. And then Yek emerges from the hall and emerges from his room and out into the hall. So you see before you an incredibly handsome, tall human man. He is wearing, let's see, what has he got on? I think he has armor on. He's wearing a chain shirt. He has on his belt a scimitar. His shirt only comes down to his ribs, and his pants only go slightly below the knee. So you can see the smooth white expanse of his well-muscled belly. So you can see his abs. You can see his fine shins, and his shins have like handprints all over them, and the bottom of his pants are filthy. Yeah, he's wearing a crop top and capri pants. He's barefoot. He has long, just beautiful golden hair, and his face has like muck all over it, just just food crusted on his lips and in his teeth. But he's beautiful. He's just very poorly kept. And he strides out into the hall, and the goblins all kind of like rush over, like yak, 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 and like start touching him. What? And he beatifically just like pats some of them on the head, like, yes, yes. They're all like, hooray, yak, yak has blessed us. And so they gather around him to start touching on him. He'll notice you in a moment. But yeah. What do you think?
What?
You just stand transfixed?
I guess I just watched this freaking goblin.
So Rin, you're watching, and behind you, that goblin with the powdered wig and the dress says, "Oh, I could watch him all day." And he turns, and like a shampoo commercial.
Who's gonna hide?
Like a shampoo commercial, he turns and flicks his hair back, and it like waves back from his forehead. And you can see on his brow, he has this beautiful golden circlet with like a gemstone in the middle. And he smiles, and his teeth are all like gross and like encrusted, but the rest of it is beautiful. Jewel, you can make a roll.
Yeah, she like ducks down behind a pillar, and she's just gonna try and hide. 21.
Okay. All right. Yeah, 21. All right. Let's see. He's got a -1 to spot you. Okay, he definitely doesn't see you. He does, however, see Rin and 8. So he's like, he hasn't spoken yet. He gestures to the goblins to like move, and they all kind of get out of the way. And he begins to stride over to you. Do you do anything as he approaches?
I wait for him to make the first move here.
All right.
Why is the king of the goblins a human?
So he walks.
Shrugs.
He walks over to you, and in a resonant baritone voice, he says, "Well, well, well. What do we have here?" And he looks at you, Rin, and he does like kind of a bow, but it's like kind of awkward. Like he make an insight check, Rin.
Okay. 15.
Okay. He's like a teenager. Like he's all gangly and like tripping over his limbs, but trying. And so he bows.
I have some insight into this usual form.
And his cascade of blonde hair brushes the floor, and he comes back up and he says, "I am Yek the Tall. These are my goblin servants. Welcome to my market."
Yes, they've all been discussing you. Very admirationful.
Yes, that's right. My children have learned to love me in their warped little hearts. Gods bless them.
And how does this place exist exactly? It's not particular behavior of goblins. Not that I want to judge, but
yeah. And he says, no, I understand. Without my leadership, these little bastards would all but each other's throats. No, they listen to me. Yek the Tall, Yek the Merciful, beautiful Yek. What I say goes. And I say, we're here to make some money, baby.
Right.
I swallow vomit.
He gestures, and he says, I was just taking a little walk over there to my throne. Yeah, that's right. That's my throne over there. You
I'm
want to
getting
come
some
along?
serious.
And he puts an arm out like,
to this guy. I don't know why.
You want to come check out my throne?
Sure.
It's made out of rocks. Did you know that? Yeah.
Let's go have a look at your throne.
So he walks arm in arm with you up towards the throne, and he stops partway outside the treasure room, right? And he looks at the goblins, and they salute him, and he's like, "Hello, boys," and they don't say anything, and he says, "So how's my treasure?" And they just kind of like look at each other. It's like, is it all still, in there, in piles and stuff? All my shiny things and what have you? And they nod. And he's like, that's right. He turns back to you. I've got a lot of treasure. you know,
really, what sorts of treasure?
you don't live a long, tall, beautiful life like I do without accumulating some treasure here and there. You know, you pick things up. Storied experience, you know.
The room is like 100% empty, right? Like,
I mean, you don't know.
yeah.
And and he says, well, you know, maybe if you play your cards right, I'll let you see my treasure. Now, I think somebody said something about a throne.
Wow, I really don't like this guy.
You need to stop making me laugh. My face hurts.
And so he strides on up to the throne, and the rest of you, like, you know, he's got all these like goblins that come following him, and you see a goblin, a kind of like a one of the like side, one of these goblins comes out of the side room, and the goblin like runs over and like dusts the throne for him, and he sits down and he's like, yeah, and he just like spreads his legs out and like leans back. It's like, it's good to have a throne. Oh, I do love being so tall. Oh, look at all these short little goblins. They do whatever I say.
Like he the way he's talking, he's definitely not always been this tall. Or like he's a gangly fuck. Like he definitely is an enchanted goblin. Like I'm calling it now.
I love that Rin is just like, what the fuck is up with this fucking guy?
Well, I
He's
mean,
got
the
like
thing
a
is,
really shiny circlet on, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he has. It's his pièce de résistance, right? Because his like his chain shirt only comes down just below like nipple level.
Yeah, he hasn't changed his clothes since he was a goblin. Because it's all
So-
like and like short pants, you know.
So I rolled a wisdom save to just not steal it right away.
Yeah, it would be very difficult like to get it off of his head. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost certainly magical in some way. It shines with a fucking Silmarill's glow. But yeah, it's
So, Yek, where are you from to bring all these goblins together down here like this?
who can really say where such majesty comes from? The imagination of the gods, I imagine. Somewhere up there in heaven or wherever the gods live.
Waterdeep?
They
Out there?
imagined
Or-
what would a perfect man be like? Just perfect. Like absolutely perfect in every conceivable way. Physically, mentally, spiritually perfect. And then just like that. It's Yek.
You should probably you got some stuff on your face there.
He grins, and he like leans in, like he thinks you're flirting with him. He's like, I'm sorry, what? What did you say? And his breath smells like rotten meat.
Yes, so perfect, very absolutely perfect.
And he leans back, and he says, it's been such a long time since we had guests. Guests that we didn't kill, I mean. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We don't kill our guests. We kill them before they become guests.
I've heard such rumors, Yek. I've heard such rumors about dwarven prisoner that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. You must be very powerful to have captured such a...
He nods and he says, oh, yes, the stinky, stinky Longbeard. That's right. He came down here all, ooh, I'm a dwarf. I've got an axe. But we showed him. Didn't we, boys? And the goblins are like, oh, yes, Yek, we showed him. And Yek says, he says to you conspiratorial, he's like, do you want to see something cool?
Of course.
Well, that stinky, stinky Longbeard. He's not such a long beard anymore. And he like reaches into his vest and he pulls out this hank of like bloody curly hair. It's about this long. One end of it's got like little bits of skin on it. And he says, "That's right. Where's your beard now, Stinky?" And he starts laughing, and all the goblins start chortling. And I think that's our closing shot: is the goblin market, all the goblins just being like, like fucking Salacious Crumb, and then we fade out on this ludicrous scene.
fucking
Sounds
ridiculous.
Great.
Why do you have to do the most ridiculous room while my whole face hurts?
I'm
is the
sorry.
real question. I just wanted to apologize for looking like I'm in pain because it's not that I don't love Adam's RP voice of Ron Burgundy. It's just that I'm in pain.
He's like
No, I was just
Goblin
thinking.
Gabio. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. To answer the question, someone asked early on in the episode, and I'm not sure if that person is still here, but they asked like, so what is in Mad Mage? Is it just combat? As you can see, there's plenty of silliness as well. Lots of RP stuff to do too. So I hope
want to steal
you
it
enjoy.
so
Oh, I
bad.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that circle it needs to be ours.
So thank you for coming and watching the silliness. I'll let the cast tell you where they can be found when they're not here doing silly dungeon stuff with me. Let's start down here with Dave. Dave, where do you live on the internet?
I don't know. I just that whole last hour. I mean, I just questioning some things. I'm Dave. _the _human on Twitter and Dave _human on Twitch, where I do some like streaming or whatever, I guess. But just
Are you okay? Did I break you with this stupid NPC?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, am I awake? Did I like take a nap in between?
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah,
Thank you so
please
much. Excellent. Blue Jay, do yours before the pain overtakes you. The pain of Yek.
Hi, I'm Blue Jay, and I went to the dentist this morning, and I have to go again on Wednesday. So, I mean, fuck this week, I guess. You can find me when I'm not at the dentist on twitch.tv/bluejay or complaining about said dentist over on Twitter at bluejay_712. I just finished GMing a mini series on a different channel, Table Story. You can find links to that on my Twitter. It was great. You should watch it.
Excellent. It was good. I agree. Down here, cosplaying as a person playing a role-playing game, it's Lauren.
My life. I'm just cosplaying as everything. I'm Random Tuesday on the internet. I cosplay, as one can see behind me. You can find my cosplay pictures over on Instagram and Twitter. Tomorrow night, you can come to my Twitch channel, and I am running episode 6. It's only taken us 2 years to get through 6 episodes of Celestial Rangers, my Sailor Moon inspired RPG. And we're coming to our dramatic Madoka Magica like inspired climax ending. So it's good.
Boy.
You should tune in. They'll probably someone might die.
That sounds distressing. I'm in for it.
It's gonna be
when?
so good.
Yeah, when is it? It's tomorrow.
That'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on my channel. Yeah, they killed their like Guardian 2 episoades ago, so it's just been.
God, that's perfect. That's right
it's
after.
It's been escalating.
That's right after Court of Swords, so I can actually watch it. Sick. I'm gonna check it out. That sounds great. Last but not least, High Queen of Neverwinter / Ravenloft. It's Elf.
I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/Distracted Elf or on Twitter at Distracted Elf. I am very hungry this evening and will fix myself a delicious rat bun.
Rat buns.
To eat. That's my plan for right after this show. Rat bun.
So the recipe for rat buns is you take a bun, you take a rat, you just put them together. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what kind of bun. Doesn't matter what kind of rat. You just put them together and jam it in your mouth. Preferably in one bite.
Described a hot dog.
Yeah, sure, exactly. A hot dog is like a rat bun. It's fine. It's fine. You can grind the rat up if you want. You got a mortar and pestle. Go for it.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks everybody. We're gonna make way for the next show. Thank you for coming and for watching today's episode of Roll20 Presents Dungeon of the Mad Mage. As always, if you liked the stuff we were doing today, you can check out back episodes of both this and several other marketplace adventures, including Dragon Heist and Tomb of Annihilation, over on our YouTube channel, MS Roll20. Or if you want to play yourself, go to roll20.net, sign up for an account, get some people, buy an adventure, go on it. It's great. We will be back next time with more dungeon and probably more madness. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And more yak.
More yak. Definitely 100% more yak, I promise. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.